right, folks. Back here with Tuka here. I've had a little bit of food here. Got a little Tuscan pasta I'm taking home with me, and fish and chips, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, fish and chips.
I'm gonna grab a fry if you don't mind.
Yeah,
a fry here real soon. As we talk about the Red Division, and I want to give a big shout out to the Babylon Warriors, who are a class act. They played very, very well. Had a 15-game unbelievable winning streak going into this. I think it's 15 games, right?
Yeah, I think it was
15 games going into it, and I should make it 16 because they won the last game of the season. So it had to be more than that. No, I apologize. It is 15. It had to be 15 actually. You're right. Anyway,
I'm going off their own Facebook post.
Yeah,
it was
15 games, absolutely. Facing your Greenback Boogies in a very tough matchup. Could this be where their quote-unquote reign of terror would end? And yes, it happened today. The Babylon Warriors, the last team to go down in Dchl this season, and their first loss in 16 games. Again, a great team, played well, but they succumbed to the Greenback Boogies today. A team that actually got outshot pretty heavily by the Babylon Warriors.
I think they doubled the amount of shots that we had.
That was more than double, I believe, if I recall correctly. And but you guys found a way to win by 2 goals, 4-2 final score. How'd you guys do it to beat the team that no one could actually overcome until today?
Well, number one, again, as you mentioned, Warriors class act. JP, the captain, made it a point to come up to me and say, "Hey, tell your team, that they played very well and it was fun to play against them." So, again, nothing bad to say about the Warriors at all. They're a great team. It starts for us. That win starts with Joe Sharko.
Absolutely.
He was outstanding in that. Again, the Warriors had something like 36, 37 shots.
I think it was some of that low 30s, high 20s or low 30s. Absolutely.
Yeah, something like that. And Joe stopped almost everything that came his way. So he was outstanding. So it starts with him. And then Andrew Kramer was huge for us, as he normally is.
He always is, yep.
Mike Medina, the first goal, he had a hard shot from the point, and we were pretty fortuitous in that goal bounced off one of the Warriors' defenseman sticks and into the net.
Yes, it did, unfortunately, yes.
So just, so a bad break for the Warriors to start out, but again, they recovered, they fought us hard, and I think at the end of the day, we just, just Joe really saved us. I think that wasn't our best game by far.
I agree.
We let on too many odd man rushes. We had a bad change on a power play that led to a 3-0 that Joe was able to stand up for. So some work for the Boogies, but what's encouraging for me as the captain is that
you still won.
That
was a top level team, yeah. You still won. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm very encouraging going forward. And again, I was telling the Warriors this, I was telling JP specifically, I'm sure we're going to see them again in the playoffs. They're too good of a team not to advance in the playoffs, and I'm really looking forward to a rematch over there.
Well, first of all, congratulations in slaying being a giant killer there, and finally vanquishing the Warriors overall. I agree with you. You guys didn't play very well, but the one thing you guys do have is goaltending, and you have scoring. And you scored enough goals against the Warriors, forwards putting it up against the Warriors, and Joe Sharko was sharp in nets. Defense was a little spy today, not your best defensive game overall.
Yeah, we have played better defense.
You have, yeah.
But today was an off day, but again, Joe really saved us.
But anytime you beat the Warriors, it's like beat the puck buddies. You got to cherish that. Congratulations, well done. Again, shout out the Warriors being a class act. They played very hard. They're a great team. They are the ideal rec team because they're some of the parts overall. They play for each other. They play hard. Not the most talented team in the world, but that's what rec's all about.
And the Warriors were missing a couple key.
They were. Jeff King wasn't there. Kelly Kiernan wasn't there today as well too.
Their normal goalie Roderick.
I forgot Roderick too. Absolutely point. Bill played well for him though, but you're right.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So missing some parts that are normally there. Would that have made the difference? I don't know. But again, it is important to put that in perspective.
Excellent point. The other game we had later on today, Street Trucks against. Who did they play that? Who did they play? So you were gone. The Street Shark played somebody.
Oh, Untouchables.
Untouchables. I'm sorry. Thank you. And lost the Untouchables.
Yeah.
I think it was 4-0 if I recall correctly. A game that was dominated by the Untouchables. And since you weren't there, I'll give you a quick recap here. From start to go, the Untouchables had more energy. They created turnovers, got the goals they needed out there. And now suddenly, finally, the Sharks come back to earth a little bit out there, so to speak, out there. They were on a 4-game winning streak, and the Untouchables were on a hot streak. Something I have to give here. Who was a true contender? Today it was the Untouchables. They won. getting better and better with the schedule goes by as well too. The Untouchables beat the Street Sharks, and as a result, I believe the Greenback Bookies are now clear number 2 in the division as well too.
Yeah,
great game and good job by the Untouchables.
One quick point about that: I'm not surprised because the Untouchables are just a very good team. They tied us. They tied the Boogies. I think they won last week too.
Yes, they did. They're on a roll now.
Yeah, so they are on a roll.
And the schedule, they had a very killer schedule from the game. Now it's getting easier and easier.
Yeah, they are at home at Rec. I think
I agree.
Getting demoted back to Rec really has done wonders in not only just their style of play. I think is more suited to Rec, but at the end of the day, I think winning solves everything. And I think that as they've accumulated wins, their confidence has increased.
Excellent point. Excellent point as well too. The third game of the day is it L2T and 5-minute major? I believe it is.
Yes.
L2T going against 5-minute major, a game that did not referee. I just scored that game out there. A game that 5-minute major had almost all their full-time roster players. They're only missing 2 lead females, Carrie and Kate, and Scott Fish. I wasn't there as well too. A game dominated by 5-minute major, and they won going away. Now you've seen them play today. To me, Rec is it's a 3-team race. My personal opinion. It's a race between the Babylon Warriors, the Greenback Boogies, and the 5-minute major. Can the 5-minute major rise up and take the throne away from either the Greenback Boogies or Babylon Warriors, you think?
I mean, it's certainly possible. Again, the wild card is who is going to show up for their team. When they have a full roster, they are very, very good.
Right behind you, sorry.
All right, you get no problem. You got a beer coming up here for you. A round of drinks coming through here. Cabernet for me.
Velvet.
Thank you very much.
Do this for you.
Thank you.
It's Melissa here, right? Melissa from Bar Louie. Get it on camera. All right, so we go back to the game as well too.
I will say, I mean, you say those top 3 teams, but again, the way that Untouchables are playing right now, though, I wouldn't sleep on them.
It's a very good point. They would be in the top 4, maybe a top 3 as well too.
Yeah, I think they would give the majors a run for the money.
Absolutely.
And they've already given the Greenback Boogies a run for the money because we tied them 2 weeks ago. So,
absolutely.
Again, Untouchables, I think, are up.
Again, I'm probably the only one on the panel who keeps putting the 5-minute major higher than anybody else in the poll out there, and I think I'm looking at the overall roster. It's finally coming to fruition now. Paul Lucci back now.
Right.
Great defenseman overall as well too, so it should be a great playoffs. The 4th game of the schedule that we had, game that I refereed if I recall correctly, it was the Scabs against the Moussassins. And again, the Moussassins were in dead last at this point out of 10 teams. A shocking result, you may well call out there. But today, Chris Thorpe was there. They played very, very well, and they actually dominated and shut out the Scabs today. Your thoughts on the game?
Very, very good effort by the Moussassins. Chris Thorpe, I think, was the difference in showing up today.
He played forward today. Big difference as well, too.
Yeah. And playing forward now really helped them out. Because Chris plays on my ex-team on Exterminators, and he played forward for Exterminators, and then I think D for Moussassins. And when you have to switch back and forth constantly between forward and D, it's a different mindset.
Absolutely.
From forward to D, and so it can be very hard to adjust. So playing forward in both his games, he's in the same mindset, and I just think things started clicking for him. So I think that was a big difference. Credit to the Scabs that
they played hard.
They did. They never
like
give up.
They play hard. They play clean.
And John Romps,
yes,
he's always good in net. But again, you give Chris Thorpe the puck and you give him space to work, he'll beat you 9 times out of 10.
Again, credit to Scabs, but right now they're lacking scoring right now at big time. So unless they win a 2-1, 3-1 game, if you score 4 or 5 goals, you're going to beat the Scabs. They can't score 4 or 5 goals right now. But it could credit the Moussassins, who are looking to maybe get to the top 6 team here. They have a very good chance to do that. With this win, they move up as well too. Good job by Chris Thorpe and the crew. Moussassins winning today over the Scabs. Last game of the night that we are on top.
2 Jacks no
Two
Coke.
Jacks no Coke going against.
The record's skipping in my head. It was
Stingrays.
Yeah.
The old Stingrays out there. Pullman Scorpions at the last game of the night, refereed by Neil and Ryan here. A game that actually was dominated by the Stingrays. They won going away.
Yeah, they did.
The return of D.D. Slate.
Yeah.
D.D. Slate misses a couple of games.
He really
they lose 2 games. Comes back today. They win again. You see a pattern here?
D.D. Slate is a game changer for the Stingrays.
Absolutely.
He's very good. He took control of the game. And not just him too, though. Gordon had a great game.
Gordon had a great game. Kristen Kristen, the female player, the new female rookie player, had at least 3 assists out there in the one period.
I think the final score was 7-1.
I think so, yeah, 7-1 score.
Again, just Stingray's overwhelming. When they have Dean Eastlake back, he's a key part of that team.
Scott Lynn played well today.
Yeah,
Scott Lynn
Scott
from
Lynn
Sports Radio,
Yep.
980 and WTEM 570 fame out there. Check a show out with Steve Zabe in the mornings on 570, if I recall correctly. He played very, very well too. So great job with the Stingrays. Again, the two Jets are just trying to get offense going.
Yeah, and you know,
Kicking
there
out
are
shots
a
out there.
couple people. Kieran wasn't able to play today. I think he's a big part of that team. Mick wasn't there today, so again, that's another guy that they're missing. But this is a rebuilding year for the Jacks.
It is.
And I still think they're looking for offense. And not even if you can't get offense, you need a solid identity. Whether your identity is a grinded out, gritty defensive team, or if you're an offensively minded team, I think they're still searching for their identity.
Good point.
You know, you would hope they would have found it by this point in the season, but that's just how it works sometimes.
Okay, excellent point. There was a major upset this game, though. A major upset. I think it was the first game in maybe like 20 games that Frank played did not get a penalty. Am I correct this one?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Shocking
You know
news.
what? You know,
That's
I was
shocking
scoring
news.
that game. I was scoring that game. I was giving Frank
Some little bit of love-hate thing, yeah.
Hey, should I just enter your penalty in, right
Before the
now,
game even starts?
Yeah. And not a single penalty taken by Frank Modica. So congratulations, Frank.
Either Frank didn't commit a penalty, or the referees were tired. I'm not sure which was true.
Yeah,
Either one or the other. Out
we
there.
were running late today, so that could have played a part. But I'm sure he'll make up for it next game.
There you go.
He'll take a few. He'll take a hat-trick of penalties. So.
All right, before we go, well wishes out to Barb Blinsford, who hit her head today, unfortunately on a trip penalty. Had some headaches. Hope she's doing well. Also, well wishes to Wendy Jason, who got clipped in the mouth with a stick. Had to go get some dental work done late. Chipped her tooth. I hope that she's doing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crystal Grandoff from the All Blacks got hit, I believe, with a stick in the shoulder. Wasn't a penalty, just one of the aggressive plays. Had her bet knocked out of her for a while. Hopefully she's doing well as well too. So a lot of injuries. Chris Day got hit on the face a couple of times. Yeah. You got in the face today too. You lost your glasses.
I don't know if you can see it.
So it was a bad day for players getting injuries. There's freak injuries out there, but hopefully you guys are doing well too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I do want to say, this is a rec league, and you're not required to wear any protective gear.
By song and virgin, yeah.
I think today more than any other day it kind of showed if you have the gear, if you can afford the gear, highly recommend the gear.
And that's the only reason, Jason, why we don't mandate it, because it's a cost factor. I don't want to price players out of a league.
Right.
If you have the money, I would strongly, as a referee, I wear it, a helmet with a visor, because you never know what's going to happen. It's an aggressive league in general.
So I mean, again, you never know where the puck can fly.
Absolutely.
I mean, when I got hit in the face, I was pitching along the boards, didn't expect the clearing attempt to aim for my face, but it
Yes, it happens.
So it does happen. It's kind of a freak thing, and again, we try to control, high sticking. We have rules in place to prevent, but high sticks will happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to be absolutely.
Absolutely. And part of that too is on the players. If you're going to attempt to block a shot, be mindful that you could take one to the face.
That's right. I wouldn't block a shot. Let's think about it, you guys. Okay, one last. I'm going to go around with Ryan, Tom, and Jason as well too. Your Olympics ice hockey pick, now that we're into the actual quarterfinals and semifinals. Pick quickly here.
USA women's, USA men's going for gold. Well,
Ryan, your pick.
Yeah,
Ditto. Okay.
America.
I'm going to turn around because one doesn't want to be on camera. We'll go this way. Tom Van Haren, your pick.
men's Switzerland.
Switzerland. A 7th seed, right?
7th seed.
A 7th seed, Switzerland.
Yeah,
Wow. I'll take that bet any day, by the way.
And the women, the Canadians.
Wow. Canadian Switzerland out there overall. There we go. And for myself, wow. USA got a tough draw playing against Canada in the semifinals out there. It's going to be a tough game out there. I'm going to go ahead and take a long shot here. Take Finland. We'll go with a flyer. Go with Finland here to pull the upset here. A long shot. They're good odds, good value play at 15 to 1. Take Finland here and go with the USA team as well too.
It's all about the US of A.
Of course, I'm cheering for
It's all
USA.
about the US of
I'm
A.
cheering for USA, but odds-wise, value-wise, Finland's pretty good odds right now overall. There you go. Enjoy the playoffs, Olympics playoffs next week coming up as well too. We'll see you next week for the Pro playoff. Thank you very much. Have a great President's Day tomorrow. Is that President's Day tomorrow? Tomorrow's President's Day?
Yeah, President's Day.
Have a great day off tomorrow as well too. We'll see you next week.